Hello, my name is Alexa. I am 17 years old and I am a student at Surrey Regional High School in Prince Edward Island. My Aunt Debbie Campbell is interviewing me because I sustained a concussion last year. It was May of 2011 and I was playing rugby on my school's team. It was my second year playing, and that year I was positioned as standoff, so I was passed the ball a lot, which meant that I was tackled a lot. What happened is I had the ball and I was running towards the try line and I was tackled below my knees. I'm 5'10", so that's usually where I am tackled. So I was tackled below my knees, and that caused me to flip over and basically face plant into the ground. So I landed about here to here, and I just remember hitting the ground and feeling pain and like heaviness shoot through here. I stood back up, and that's when I started to feel like not normal. I blacked out, and I grabbed onto somebody for support, and they were asking me if I was okay, and then I was really, really dizzy. My stomach started turning, and I felt heavy. My shoulders, my arms, everything just felt so heavy. And then I don't really remember what happened after that. My mom, she took me off the field, and I was carried to the car where I was taken to Surrey Hospital. At Surrey Hospital, I was not really sure. They called an ambulance to come get me and take me to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Charlottetown, where I was transported by ambulance. At the hospital, I was basically looked over it was kind of known that I had a concussion, but it was just to double check. I was checked over to see if I had a concussion, which I suffered from a significant concussion, said the doctor. And I was laying in my bed, and then I kind of woke up. And whenever I woke up, I was taken by a stretcher to the, x-ray room, where I had x-rays on my collarbone, my shoulders, my neck, and I was in a CAT scan machine when I really started regaining consciousness. So I didn't have to stay overnight. I got home after midnight, and I was really tired. I just kind of wanted to go to bed. My mom wanted me to sleep with her that night, and that was fine. So anyway, she said she was going to go get me my pajamas. This is kind of whenever my family started noticing that things were going to be different. So my mom went and got me my pajamas. She came back up, and I started crying and taking a tantrum like a 2-year-old because they weren't the pajamas that I wanted. She told me to put the pajamas on, and I was throwing my arms, and I was stomping on the floor, and I was crying, and I just didn't want those pajamas. So she told me to put the pajamas on, so I put the pajamas on. Everything was okay. It's fine. So kind of what triggered the rest of the week. The rest of the week I was really emotional. Every time that somebody mentioned my horse, I would start crying. Every time somebody mentioned the pajama incident, that's embarrassing. I was really sleepy. I think I slept for about 96 hours that week, the first few days. I didn't want to eat anything, but I kind of had to. Taking sips of water even made my stomach turn. There was one thing that I was craving, which was Kraft Dinner and toast. Not Kraft Dinner and then toast, Kraft Dinner and toast together. My mom I told her I wanted Kraft Dinner and toast, so she made me Kraft Dinner, told me she'd bring the toast in later. And that just wasn't going to fly with me. I wanted both together. It was weird. First 2 days, I didn't remember that I had a sister. I knew I had a brother. I didn't know I had a sister. I thought I was 14 years old when really I was 16. And about 2 days after that, my mom brought in my sister, and I just started bawling because I remembered I have a sister, and that's her. In the beginning, and pretty much throughout the whole thing, I was stronger physically than I was mentally. I began running about 2 to 3 times per week, just to kind of get into exercise and get back into the swing of things. I wasn't allowed playing rugby anymore, so I kind of needed to do something to occupy my mind for the rest of the season and until summer came. I would begin running, and I could barely run 100 meters without getting a headache or some kind of pain up around here. My collarbone was really like sore, I think from bruising. And then, so I would stop running and I'd walk and I would get a pounding headache right in through here. And I always got headaches in the back of my head too. To watch TV, listen to music, any background noise, writing or reading started to be difficult for me as well because I just couldn't focus for that amount of time. I had started back to school about a week and a half after, once I got my rest from sleeping. And that's when I really noticed that I couldn't focus. I started back and I thought that I could do full days, but I could only do about one period until lunchtime. So I booked an eye exam just to see, haven't had one in a while, and I wanted to see if there was anything going on there because of my focusing. The optometrist looked into my eyes and he said, "Have you sustained a brain injury in the last few months?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay." So I was given a prescription for glasses to help me focus because even now, whenever I don't wear my glasses, I'm given a headache and I can't read things. I can read one word, but I cannot read a sentence because it plays with my brain and it hurts and it's difficult. My symptoms today are mild headaches when I don't wear my glasses, whenever I'm watching TV, whenever I'm reading on the computer. I lose focus easily. I'll be driving and I find that I can't drive unless I have music playing because I just get distracted so easily. Or I get car sickness or motion sickness more easily now because whenever I look at something when we're driving, if it's a tree or a building, I focus on that and then I can't seem to move my eyes to a different object, which causes me to keep kind of going back and forth, and it's hard on my stomach. Whenever I'm doing my schoolwork, whether it's homework or schoolwork at school, I can only kind of do it for 30 minutes or else I need to get up and do something because I just can't sit there and do the same thing because distractions get me now. Before, I think distractions get everybody, but now I need to do something. I get pounding headaches for up to 2 to 3 days at a time if I don't wear my glasses. Last week I did not wear my glasses at all, not one day to school. And then this week on Monday, today is Thursday, on Monday I just want to curl up in a ball in the dark and sleep because that's how bad my headache was. And it pretty much lasted up to yesterday morning. In respect to my life on what I can do and can't do, I'm an equestrian, which means I need to wear my helmet now all the time, whether it's just going for a 2-minute ride somewhere. I need to wear my helmet because if I fall off, if I get blown to the head again, I could lose my memory, I could stay in another concussion, this time more serious. And the amount of time I can put into my schoolwork at one time has changed. Next month in April, I'm going to begin playing rugby again, which will be the first time I've played any high contact sport in almost a year. I'm nervous because another blow to my head, like I said, I won't be able to play rugby again because I will have brain damage, this time for probably long term. I don't think people realize how important it is to keep your brain safe. Anything you can do to prevent a concussion or any type of brain damage, I highly recommend, and so do many, many more people around the world. In my opinion, it's not the risk. Just don't risk it. Thanks.